How do you know that you have been truly converted to Christianity? Well, one place you could turn is the New Testament letter written by the Apostle Paul, 1 Thessalonians, written to a bunch of new Christians in an ancient Greek city. This particular group of new Christians became the model in their whole region because of their conversion to Christianity. And there's three things that Paul says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 9 and 10 about what it looks like to be truly converted to Christ. Look at the three things. It says, "For they themselves report concerning us the kind of reception we had among you, and how you turned to God from idols to serve the living and true God, and to wait for his Son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead, Jesus, who delivers us from the wrath to come." Paul says three things that are a sign of a true conversion. Number one, turn. Have you turned from idols? That is, have you turned from worshipping things as if they are God, whether that's a person, whether that's a statue, whether that's a possession, whether that's a value in your life. Paul says that this particular group of believers, he's sure have converted because they've turned away from idolatry, the idols of their city and in their time. But not only have they turned away from something, they've turned towards something or someone, turned to God from idols to serve the living and true God. If you've truly converted, you've turned away from false gods to the living and true God, the God of the Bible, the God that created the heavens and the earth. It's one thing to turn away from a false god, but we must also turn to the living God, to serve him. Number one, turn. Number two, serve. And number three is wait. The final part of the verse says, "And to wait for his Son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead, Jesus, who delivers us from the wrath to come." A Christian, someone who has been truly converted, is someone who is now waiting for Jesus. That is, their life and their priorities are consumed by Jesus, their King and their Saviour, the one who came and lived a life on their behalf, died a death in their place, and was raised again, that in and through Jesus' death and resurrection, we have been forgiven. We have been saved from God's wrath and judgment. And in and through Jesus' second coming, we will be saved on the last day, and we will be with him forever. A Christian is someone who has turned away from idols toward God to serve the living and true God, and to wait for his Son, Jesus Christ, the one who's been raised from the dead, the one who rescues us from God's wrath. Are you a Christian? Have you truly converted? If you haven't, I would love to talk with you. And I'd encourage you to even follow up a longer version of this little short talk, this little Sunday sermon snippet. You can check it out via the christrefuge.co podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, or via christrefuge.co. Click on the resources tab. We'd love to know how you found this particular sermon. Please let us know via the comments or via email. And until next time, keep trusting Jesus.